Hey everyone. So I just wanted to do a review of this copy of an M1916 holster that I just picked up. I actually got this off Amazon. It had been sitting in my cart for probably the better part of a year. I actually got moved to my buy later list, and then I forgot about it. Mainly because I wanted to do some research. The price actually scared me away, not because it was so expensive, but because it was so cheap. I was, you know, there were some variations on the prices online, and I wanted to make sure I got something that was decent quality. But ended up finally just taking the plunge on it. This was $19.75 before taxes, so like 20 something with tax. And to be honest, I was actually pleasantly surprised by the quality of it. Again, this is a replica of an M1916 holster. Inside this unit right now, I've just got my Tisas GI model pistol. The weapon just, magazine, I just got some snap caps in it. The gun is empty, so the weapon's safe. We'll put that to the side because the review's about the holster. But yeah, so again, overall, I was not even overall, just from point A to point B, I was actually very impressed with it. This is the brown one with the brass grommets. I opted for that. Some of them had black grommets. I like the appearance of the brass a little bit better. And one of the interesting things is, even on the back, it's got RIA, 1941 stamped on it. RIA, I believe, was Rock Island Arsenal, and they would have been the original manufacturer, or government contractor, I should say, of this model holster. The M1916 started service sometime during World War One. I'm guessing around 1916, and then it actually continued in widespread use through World War Two. There may have also still been some usage with forces during Vietnam, but I believe by then they had switched over to a cotton canvas holster by that point. But anyway, it is stamped 1941, even though this is a replica. This is not in any way made by RIA, and it definitely was not made in 1941, which that would have most likely at that point in time been the manufacture date or the manufacture year. But yeah, so the inside of the holster, obviously this is the bottom side of your leather grain. The top grain is here. I guess that's top grain. It's not really top grain leather, but this is the inside of your leather. And then this is your exterior portion. The leather itself is actually, tanned very well, it appears, and the dye they used on it looks really nice, as well as the sealant they put on the outside of the leather. That also looks really well done. The brass grommet is actually very secure feeling. Once you get that nice click to give you an idea of actually how secure that is. And yeah, I mean, the holster flap actually, for what it is, as simple of a mechanism as it is, it actually works very well. The inside has this pad sewn, which will help protect the gun while it's sitting in there. You've even got pads sewn to the inside here to protect the gun itself from the back side of this grommet. That was actually a very nice touch they added onto it. And something else they did was, on all of the stress points for the stitching, they added in these copper rivets. So it looks really, honestly, similar to a blue jean rivet. But yeah, everything that's stitched on a corner in a stress point has been riveted together for extra security. The stitching does, just because of the way it kind of angles a little bit, it looks to me like that is a machine stitch. They did it. So in other words, it was not hand sewn, where a guy sat there with a needle in his hand, and fed them through. It does appear to be a machine stitch, but I don't see any marks on here from like the walking foot or the feed dogs or anything like that. So it seems they actually put some time and effort into building this. The bottom of the holster does have this grommet here with a leather strap run through it. This would have been for attaching around the soldier's leg to prevent the holster from flapping around. And the belt loop on the back, obviously you could pass just a normal belt through, or if you've got the correct GI web belt, you can hook it on with these hooks here. I believe, I don't know the model number of that belt off the top of my head. I don't have one either. But I'm going to test this on an Alice belt because I'm truly curious. It looks like it's about the right width to loop through the grommets of a LC2 pattern Alice pistol belt. But yeah, I did not buy the belt. I didn't buy mag pouches or anything, mostly because this is going to be used to store my pistol in the safe. I've actually run out of space on my pistol rack. So instead, I'm just going to keep this gun stored in here so that it sits in the safe. I'm not a LARP or anything. I got this solely as a way to store it. I doubt I would ever even carry this holster. I've got other 1911s, you know, here, for example, that I would carry instead of this, especially in this holster. I would look like a huge doofus walking around with this on my hip somewhere. So anyway, again, very nice, would look really good in, you know, pictures or displays or whatever. If you do reenacting, again, it would serve its purpose there. But for $20, I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. I was very impressed for the money. Again, weapon's clear. One thing to note is you can, and you saw it holstered before, the hammer was down. You can also carry it cocked and locked in this holster, and the flap will still close over the hammer. But yeah, pretty nice, very nice holster for the money. If you're looking at getting one, I don't think you can go wrong with it. Thanks. Take care.